Dr. Cutter with Chainsaw Hospital. Today we're going to be working on reviving Adam. Adam is a cadaver that was donated to the Chainsaw Hospital. So thank you, Adam, for donating. And this is a Poulan Micro XXV or 25. And these were really common with Poulan. They sold some through Craftsman. I'm not sure what the number is of that. If you know, shoot me a comment down below. That's pretty cool. So there are a lot of them out there, and his mother-in-law, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Adam, if you're watching this. Actually had this in the basement, and I want to say they ran it a few times, and you can tell this thing is minty. Very, very nice condition. It does not have the original Poulan bar on there. It has this organ bar. Maybe this was original. I'm not sure. If you guys know that, actually, let me know too, that they did come with an organ. I would have figured they came with a Poulan, but hey, whatever. But as of right now, Adam is not running. And you can pull and pull, and nothing happens. So what I'm going to do is go through everything, and there's a little bit of gas left in this tank. I don't know. It smells kind of rough, so I'll probably end up dumping that out. It looks like the fuel line is intact. Well, yeah, we'll get in a little closer and check that fuel line out. But let's see if we can just get this thing to pop, by putting a little bit of adrenaline down its throat there. I don't know. And we'll see if we can get it to do anything. So let's get in here, and we'll pull this cover off first. So what we'll need is there's 2 screws at the top here, and those are flathead, and I've just got a 3/16 cabinet tip here that I'm going to use, but you could use anything pretty much except for a really, really big flathead or a really, really small one. Probably takes closer to a quarter. If I had to guess, 1/4-inch tip would be better than this 3/16, but please will get it off nonetheless. So right down inside of here, you'll see there's the lever, the little black lever actually actuates this choke, and then there's the carburetor right there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure my switch is on first, and I've got some brake parts cleaner. So let's this is what we're going to use to a little amp of epi, we'll call it. Give it a little shot right down its throat here. So right down in there. I've just got the throttle open when I did that, so the fuel will get down in through the carburetor there really easy. So let's see. Let's just see what happens. Starting procedure probably is kind of have the trigger and this handle in this hand, and then we'll kind of push it away from us like this. Let's see. Okay, that's a really good sign. So this is going to be a good one here. So the carburetor might need to be rebuilt. Don't know yet, but definitely the fuel line is missing. So let me get you in here, and we're going to get ahead and get a new fuel line put in, and see if we can get this thing going. So there's that fuel line I was talking about that was completely missing. There should be a line that comes out of here and goes right through this handle. So let's go ahead and pull this handle off. It looks like it's a number 2 Phillips or so, somewhere in there. Looks like that's just one of those plastic type screws. It doesn't go into a metal. Yeah, see that coarse. Oh yeah. So there's the coarse thread of that screw, and here's the carnage of the fuel line, or what used to be a fuel line. Oh, look at all that! Wow, yeah, it's just totally disintegrated, and that's okay because we'll just go ahead and put a new fuel line in it. So you can see it looks like it ran right through here, right inside of this little notch right here. There was a piece of it still in there, and it looks like it maybe shoots down through. Yeah. Shoots underneath of the trigger pivot point here and in through a hole that's right here. So it comes straight out of right here and then right to the carburetor. Looks like it would shoot down through this hole right here. because it looks like there's a little coupler of some sorts underneath of there. Yeah, there that is. So we'll probably end up putting a new fuel line going into the tank too. So let's go ahead and dump the rest of that poor fuel line out, and let's go ahead and use, I got this punch here. Go ahead and punch that through like that. And let's go ahead and dump this gas out while we're at it. Got a good map on our fuel line and where it needs to go. And what I'm going to do is dump this gas out of here. So let's take this cap off. And I've got an old jar of gas here. Okay, yeah, that's not too bad, but you know, we just don't know the condition of it. It really turned that dark. Wow. Looks like a lot of the fuel had evaporated and left the two-stroke gas behind. So I've got this homemade hook right here, and that should be able to hook onto the fuel line. That was or is in there. Feels like it is, but it is super hard. So we'll go ahead and cut that off. So we're going to put a new one of those on there too. So just cut that off of there. We'll probably reuse this if we kind of feel like having a coupler there. Get that out of the way. There we go. Clean that up a little bit. And then looks like we'll have to use our needle nose here and pull that whole thing out of there. Yeah, you can see how absolutely stiff it is, and oh yeah, it's got a lot of gunk down in there too. So tell you what we'll do is we'll clean up this fuel filter and we'll go ahead and reuse that. So let's do that. That's where we'll start because that's where we stopped. So let's see here. First off, we're going to take the fuel line here and maybe try to get it out of the way by stretching it. There we go. Kind of smashed that a little bit, but it'll be okay. Yeah, that'll work. So then what we'll do is we'll take a little bit of this carb spray, or this is brake parts cleaner. We'll flush it backwards in there. See how it goes backwards, and you can see it's nice and clean now, where before it was that dark, kind of dark color. Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah, that flows fine. There's no issues with that. Should have no problems with that. So let me grab the fuel line, and then we'll go ahead and get that started in this machine. Got a piece of Tygon here. So this fuel line has a dimension of 125 thousandths on the inside, so 1/8 of an inch. And on the exterior it is 180, we'll call it 182, 183. So I'm sure that's a number, maybe 185, 190, somewhere in there. So that's what size seems like is working well for this. Now we got the fuel drained out of it and the old fuel line out. We need to go ahead and prep this thing to get the new fuel line in. So to do that, we got to get this side cover off. And this side cover goes all the way from here to the back. So what you'll need is a, your straight screwdriver again, and back this screw out right here. And then you'll need a 13 or a half inch wrench to get this off. Now this one has a stud on it. Yours might have a bolt. So I'm not sure if something happened, but then the side cover just comes right off. We'll go ahead and get this bar out of the way while we're at it. Just slide that up and over, and then, outboard clutch, you got to get the chain off the back of it. So this bar looks brand new. It really does. Like, yeah, see, even some of the paint's left on it. So thank you again, Adam, for donating this. Really nice saw. You can see, I mean, it has barely been ran. So anyway, so what we've got is the fuel tank is here, and the hole to get in the fuel tank is down inside of there, right right there. So what you got to do is fish that fuel line in through here. So I'm just using the needle nose to kind of push it down inside of there. There it goes right there. See, once I have it in there far enough, you can see the, I don't know if you can see it or not, but you can see the tip of the hose. There you go, right there. You can see it poking out. So all I'm going to do is just grab it with the needle nose and pull it on through, or at least enough so I can get the fuel filter back on there. And when I get, you can see all this gunk in here, what I like to do is just go ahead and cut off what I had pushed through there, and that way I can put this fuel filter back on, and I know it's clean inside of there. So I'm just going to pull a little bit of this back through, and that's plenty to maneuver around inside of that tank wherever it needs to go to pick up fuel for this thing. Might end up pulling just a little bit more through there, so it has plenty. There it goes. It just felt like it was a little tight, but it's good to go ahead and get that straight now because it'll be more difficult in the future. So now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and fish it up through this hole in the handle right here. So again, once we get it through there, we can use our needle nose and pull it the rest of the way. Just like that. Yeah, just like that, and it should lay right in there nice and tight. So through the handle here, and then it takes a dip down below the trigger right here on this side of it, on the right hand side of the trigger, and then you can grab the tip of it here, and then we're going to fish it up and into this little hole right here. You can see where I poked it through, and then pull it the rest of the way out. Just like that, and that should allow the trigger to function without any issue. And then we just lay it in here like that. Give us a little bit of slack in there. I'm just going to cut it off with these side cutters, and then I started it by hand, but I'm going to finish pushing it on with these needle nose. There we go. So new fuel line is installed. So I'm going to go ahead and put the bar and chain and side cover back on here, because it'll just make it, you know, easier to maneuver with everything back together. We're going to put our bar in place, and then we're going to slide our chain around the clutch, making sure we have it facing the right direction. And that means the cutters, you can see here, these cutters are facing this way, and then these ones here returning, because, you know, the chain runs in this direction. This way the cutters are facing the saw again. So we just slide it around the bar and get the chain back into the bar groove, and then put tension on it. There we go. I probably don't have, that's what it was, the chain wasn't in on the clutch right. There we go. All right, got it that time. Perfect. All right. Next up, we've got our stud and washer lined up. Get our nut started, and go ahead and get this screw back here. Okay. And then, oops. Tighten that up. That's good enough. Well, we might put a little tension on there. So to do that, we're just going to go, the adjustment screw is right here. So we're just going to put a little tension on it by righty-tighty, clockwise facing the head of the screw. A little bit more. And I'm not going to go crazy because I'm going to end up taking this back apart. Stay tuned for part 2. This will be part 1. Part 2 is actually going to have a little bit of tuning probably. We're going to make an air filter for this, because the air filter would have gone into here, and I'll clean this out a little bit better. and we'll do some test cuts with it. So there's the fuel line in, and this is on, and we'll go ahead and tighten this up here a little bit. I think this is a 13 millimeter wrench, but it's close enough for what we need. So our switch is still working there. So let's go ahead and get our cover back on for our handle, because we're done with that. Okay, I'm going to leave this cover off while we're kind of playing around with it, because what I'll do is I'll shoot some gas down in here and see if we can get it to pop off. And if we can, it might pull this fuel up for us through the tank. So let's go ahead and get some fresh gas in here. We've got some Opti 2 mixed up 40-to-1. That's what I like to run in here. If you don't know what Opti 2 is, I'll put a link down below, but here's the jug. Opti 2, that's what it looks like. You can pick this up. This is a gallon I bought, and again, I'll put a link down below. Check the description for this stuff, and you can check that out. But I found it at my local True Value a little bit, and at least in the little sleeves, there's some little like 1 gallon mix sleeves. And I think they actually mix it up to like 100-to-1 or something like that. I just like to make it lots of oil in there, and I believe that helps the motor. If you disagree, let me know. I'm not going to argue about it. You do what you do. If you like how your saw runs and how it performs, and you never have any issues, I think that's amazing. But I would love to hear about it if it is running like that and you're not having any issues, because you know everybody has their thing, and that's awesome. Got Adam here, got the new fuel line installed, ready to go. Don't know about the carburetor again, but let's go ahead and take him outside, and what we're going to do is give him a little shot of a little amp of Effie down the throat there, and see if we can get him to fire off, and maybe we can get some fuel to pull up through the fuel line and into the carburetor. So let's go see if we can do that. So I've got the cover for the carburetor and air filter pulled off right now, so I can get a little bit of that 2-cycle mix right down the throat here. So let's see if we can just give it just a little bit. I'll show you here, just not much. So let's see if we can get it to kind of light off a little bit. Alright, well, nothing yet. It's maybe just a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Got a little something now. Just a little bit more here. Doesn't seem like it's pulling that fuel up through the fuel line, so we might have to pull this carburetor apart. But that'll be part 2, so check out part 2 here coming up. Okay, well, it started up. That's pretty good. Let's try that again. I didn't really see anything moving in the fuel line here. All right, well, that's enough for us to kind of figure out that you know, it will run, and it looks like I might need to pull this fuel pump side off the carburetor or something, or maybe just rebuild it. But either way, guys, that's about it from me for right now. And part 2, like I said, check that out. We'll get in here and see if we can get this thing figured out. Yep. So take care of your small engines and treat them well.